Yes. And this is unfortunately, like, this is not being honest about who this person is. And like I said, I saw how she built the narrative. Every narrative that she wrote was extremely insinuating. You even said that the superintendent read those words back to you and only read her statement and not yours. And to be fair, when I first read her statement, I was like, put Joe in jail and crucify him.
Oh yeah,
Right?
it was very well
It was
written.
bad. It was bad. As an officer, I sat there and went, if this is true, this kid needs to go to jail for a very long time. I'll be honest. If I think you screwed up, you should go to jail. But then I read all the evidence and everything that you wrote, and I sat there and went, wow, she spent time crafting this narrative, distributing the narrative, and then sending out an audio message to her narrative. And to be fair, some of her friends even said, I have no idea why this Zer sent me this 40-minute audio file about her case when I don't even know what's going on, right? So she clearly had a plan. She clearly orchestrated this over months. She's a very intelligent person. She has like a 3.8
She
GPA.
said
She's
she
not
has a
an idiot.
godlike
And
complex.
she
She
said,
joked about that with
as a
you.
quote, she has a godlike complex, that she's untouchable because she belongs to this self-identified trans community where they can do no wrong and they can identify whoever as they want. So I think, Joe, like I said, legally, your case holds a lot of water. There is a lot of things where you were on heavy narcotics when you could not consent. That needs to be clarified, right? You did make a mistake. You made a bad decision. You need to go do class pride tours and push-ups, in my opinion. That's what I'll sit there and watch you do every single one myself. I'll go there, put a chair there, and I'll blow a whistle every time you walk in a circle. Because I think that part, you made a mistake. You're an idiot, right? But you know what? You owned up to it. And even after all that, you were still under heavy narcotics, and under the law, under UCMJ, you could not legally consent, right? You were in a bad state of mind. You could not decide what you wanted to do legally. She was not. She was not under the influence of drugs, and she willingly drove herself there. In addition to that, there's a whole host of things of unlawful command influence, and on top of that, she made serious false official statements.
Yes.
She did not and was not held accountable by OSI or her entire chain of command. So, as a cadet, as a former so-called grad, you violated the honor code. We will not lie, steal, cheat, nor tolerate among us anyone who does. And she did. You did not lie. You were forthright and honest. You didn't even have the risk of probation at this point. And so that's what's tragic, is that she was allowed to resign because she was so traumatized by being raped by you, apparently, that she was allowed to attend Stanford University with no commitment. Even though she's a freshman, I understand you don't own a commitment, but she was allowed to go to another Ivy League, extremely expensive school and move on with her life after making a false rape accusation, which is a crime in this country, not just federally, but also under the UCMJ, and now is imposing a $240,000 debt on you, ruining your life when you're just a man who made a stupid, simple mistake, who wants to serve this country and be a nurse and continue to serve despite making mistakes.